That means your request to you. And on the day of resurrection, they will disown your worshipping them. And none can inform you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like him, who is the all-knower of each and everything, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my dear brothers and sisters, again, giving us food for thought. How come you call something وَالَّذِينَ تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ مَا يَمْلِكُونَ مِن قِطْمِيرٍ? They don't own anything, even a qitmir, which is this thin membrane in the stone of the date, which means they own nothing. Someone doesn't own anything, you ask him. A person doesn't have any single penny. Say, brother, can you lend me some money? You ask someone who has something, true? You don't ask the poor fellow, you ask the rich, true or not? So if you want something, ask Allah, the most rich, Al-Ghani. Not to ask the dead person who owns nothing. Do you understand the argument? The rationale? The logic, how the Quran is using? Then, in tad'uhum, further, another food for thought, another way of arguing. In tad'uhum, la yasma'u du'aakum. When you call them, they don't hear you. وَلَوْ سَمِعُوا. And if, this is for the sake of argument, وَلَوْ سَمِعُوا, they don't hear. But if, we assume that they hear, وَلَوْ سَمِعُوا, if they hear, مَا اسْتَجَابُوا لَكُمْ, they will not respond to you. Because they are helpless. But you understand? وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَكْفُرُونَ بِشِرْكِكُمْ. And those whom you call upon, the Anbiya, the Malaika, the Awliya, on that day they will disown your shirk. And they will desert you. And they will tell you, we don't know you. We are innocent of what you were doing in the dunya. وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَكْفُرُونَ بِشِرْكِكُمْ وَلَا يُنَبِّئُكَ مِثْلُ خَبِيرٍ. No one can inform you like me, Allah Azza wa Jal, who knows everything. He tells us this is what is going to happen. The problem with the Muslims, when they read the Quran, they don't understand it. The ayat of Tawheed are so clear. So clear. But yet, you find a Muslim doing shirk. He reads all these ayat. These ayat are talking about somebody else. Those are the mushriks only. But if you do the same thing like them, you will never become a mushrik. Allah is adil, just. He takes those who committed shirk to Jahannam, and you are doing exactly the same thing. No, you should go to the Firdaus. What is the difference between someone calling Ya'uqa, Yaghutha, Nasra, holy people, Awliya, and someone calling Abdul Qadir Jilani? What's the difference? That is wali and this is wali, inshallah. So what's the difference? Nothing. You understand? So why that will go to hell and you don't go to hell? Why that is shirk and this is not shirk? And he said, no, this is not shirk. Fine. What is shirk? If we are saying this is not shirk, what is shirk? Define shirk for us. Shirk, if you think that someone is Razzaq, is provider, creator than Allah, that is shirk. Then there is no mushrik on the earth. Then Abu Lahab is not mushrik. Abu Jahl is not mushrik. Because Abu Lahab believes Allah is the Razzaq. Allah is the creator. Allah says, وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ, if you ask them, مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, who created the heavens and the earth, لَيَقُولَنَّ اللَّهُ, most certainly they will say Allah. So they're not mushriks, according to your argument, according to your understanding. But Allah could say that mushriks. Whom should we believe now? That means there is something wrong with you. You don't know what shirk is. That's why you are falling into the shirk. That's why we are trying to help you. You are doing exactly like the mushriks. That's why, because we love you, not because we hate you. We want you to be in the Jannah. We cannot keep watching you doing these things and keep quiet. Because we love you. We want you to enter the Jannah, and we want Allah to be pleased with you. That's why we are calling you brother and sister. Please leave it. Please come to Allah, and the door is open, and Allah will forgive you. Is this clear? وَلَوْ سَمِعُوا, even if they hear, they cannot. And that on that day they will say, forsake us, leave us, we don't know you. In the hadith, it is reported in the Sahih of Imam Bukhari and Muslim, from Anas radiallahu anhu, who narrated, شج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يوم أحد وكسرت رباعيته فقال كيف يفلح قوم شجوا نبيهم فنزلت ليس لك من الأمر شيء. What is the relevance of this ayah? Is it relevant to the title? Can we use it as an evidence? Because Allah here is saying the Prophet ﷺ was hit on the day of Uhud, and his teeth were broken. So he said, how can a people succeed who hit their Prophet? The ayah, the verse, was then revealed, not for you, O Muhammad, but for Allah is the decision. That means, if Muhammad doesn't own anything, how come somebody else own anything? Hello? Is this clear? You understand? Muhammad doesn't own anything. How come can somebody else, a saint, a holy man, own anything, if Muhammad ﷺ doesn't own anything, and he cannot do anything for you? You understand? May Allah guide all of us. Sisters, are you following? Also, reported in Bukhari also, therein in Bukhari, from Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, أنه سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إذا رفع رأسه من الركوع في الركعة الأخيرة من الفجر اللهم لعن فلانا وفلانا بعدما يقول سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا ولك الحمد فأنزل الله ليس لك من الأمر شيء. He heard Allah's Messenger ﷺ say when he raised his head from bowing in the last rak'ah of Al-Fajr prayer, "Oh Allah, curse so and so." Then Allah revealed, not for you, O Muhammad, but for Allah is the decision. Because here, a group of the Arabs, two tribes, Ri'l and Dhakwan, they came to the Prophet ﷺ in Medina and they said, please, we send some of the Muslims, the scholars, to teach us Islam. And he sent a group of the Sahaba in the way they killed the Sahaba. In the way they killed the Sahaba. So the Prophet ﷺ got very upset, angry, and he mourned over the death of the companions. Scholars! And 1 month he was doing the qunut in all the 5 prayers, cursing Ra'il and the Qwan, the 2 tribes. But Allah told His Prophet, no, this is mine. The affair is mine. Because they became Muslim later on. Understand? So Allah knew that they're going to become Muslim.